I'm hoping that you all are able to rejoin us. We had some technical difficulties when we were starting out there, but I think we have resolved them. So thank you for finding the Geek Spot. I'm Jack. That's Frank. We're going to talk about what we're looking forward to coming up in 2026. We got some finales to talk about. We got some final seasons. Frank has some first seasons to give some thoughts on. We got early episodes from another show. We got all sorts of stuff coming your way this episode. So first off, Frank, happy holidays. How you been, man?
Happy Merry Christmas. Because, I'm going to reshare this and let people know that, yeah, you know what? We are back and we are here. Give me 1 second to pull that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love technology sometimes. Technology is the best.
Yeah. So as I was saying on the last one, we for those of you not in the Northeast, there is some crazy high winds and weather things going on this evening, and sometimes the internet doesn't like to play nice with those things. So,
so
we're hoping that that's
Charles,
not the case right now.
No. So yeah, Merry Christmas to you, and Happy New Year coming up.
Yeah. And to everybody out there in podcast, YouTube, Facebook land.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for tonight. For our show. And I am in the Fantasy Football Championship. It is me against my IT brother, Sean. And
how's that going?
Well, I'm up 106-99.
Okay. Sounds like a good lead.
All of his players have played except LA's defense. So when LA's defense starts, he gets 10 points right off the bat. Defense starts with 10, and then it goes up or down.
Yeah.
So he'll start off with a 3-point lead. I have one player left on my team.
Yeah.
I have Matthew Stafford, quarterback of the same team he has the defense for.
Now, is Stafford playing? Are they playing for anything? Is Stafford playing tonight?
Stafford is playing, as far as I'm aware.
Because they're not playing for anything anymore.
I thought they were. I thought the Rams were still playing for something.
Maybe a seeding.
Seeding. I think they're playing.
No, they're not, because they won't win the NFC West, so they're done. They're just going to be like the 6th seed or the 5th seed. Maybe
as far as I'm aware, he's playing. There's no little red flag next to his name or anything. So, I did order some pimp paraphernalia to celebrate tomorrow in work. I ordered a $sign cane with a $sign on the top, and I ordered a package of bling rings and like a $20 like cheap gold, cheap chains and stuff. 70 points, T. Woo. Okay. I had Christian McCaffrey last night pop off for 30, which basically outscored every single person on his team by himself. And I had it every single time the Eagles threw to A.J. Brown last night. I screamed at my TV, stop throwing to A.J. Brown this week. And then the second half started and the Eagles stopped throwing to everybody.
Can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, I don't think they completed a pass in the second half.
I don't think they did.
But look, my Ravens just gave the ball to Derrick Henry and just let him do what he does.
Dude, whatever. Look, my man Zay got me 13, and he was only projected to get me 10. Oh shit. Okay, so Matt and Puka got 89 last week for T. I hope you win. I hope I win. If I win, we're getting a championship belt. Well, not if I win. Whoever wins, we're getting a championship belt. And there are some people at work that are afraid of me winning because they think I'll be insufferable.
That's probably a fair.
It's 100% a fair. It's absolutely. I wore a John Cena shirt in today that just said "the last real champion," and I haven't. I'm at a 95% chance to win. Sean's got 5%. So I mean, anything's possible, right?
It is. Look, they could have 700 interceptions against whoever the starters for who is it? Penix?
No, Penix doesn't.
Cousins?
Penix, it's probably Cousins. Penix has been on IR.
I don't know. It's for somebody.
Look,
Phillip Rivers. He's playing for every team. They're just going to put him out on every day of the week. This last
LA Rams on November 23rd against Tampa Bay, put up 28 points as I'm looking. So look, it's possible that they could win.
Well, fingers crossed for you.
We're getting the names. This is our first Dynasty League tee. We're getting the names on the side. I would be the inaugural winner. And I promise them that if I do win, I will wear that belt around the office every day. Every time I go to somebody's desk to help them with a problem, every time I get up to walk around, I absolutely, for one full year, will wear that belt everywhere I go in work.
Seems excessive. But
It is.
Good for you. Me. You'll enjoy that.
But that's my update. No hockey. Hockey comes back next week, but I have to miss the Monday night game because Monday the 5th, we're doing on the Island of Relevancy, we're going to do our live stream Monday. It is the 1 year anniversary of Raw on Netflix. So T and I are going to watch it at home because we can't stream Netflix and react to it on YouTube because, why not? So we're going to watch it and then we're going to comment live as the show goes on because we've never done that. And this is a big special occasion.
Yeah. So next Monday, make sure you tune into the Island of Relevancy.
And we'll pick up.
We will be some other day next week, likely, depending on scheduling.
Yes, sir.
And all of those things. Just did the holiday thing. Had a couple gigs. Played. The weather was awful Friday, but luckily I was off. A lot of our friends got canceled, so luckily I didn't have to worry about that. Just played the local gig Saturday. A couple more shows coming up this week. Had a great Christmas with the family. Got some tickets to Hadestown to go see in April up in New York, so that'll be awesome. All sorts of other goodies. Got a Depeche Mode book, which is pretty dope. Got Dogma, the Steelbox edition. So rewatched that for the first time in 20 years.
What was it again?
Holds up, Dogma. We talked about.
Oh yeah. Dogma holds up.
Yeah, 100%. Probably the best. That's probably the last great thing that Kevin Smith wrote. Since I know he's not a listener of the show, so I feel okay saying that.
I didn't hate Clerks 3. Did end on a downer.
Yeah, I mean he's written some other good things, but I think that overall I think the Dogma was still my favorite movie by him. Oh no, that was was that?
That was after.
That was after. Oh, Strike Back. Yeah. Strike Back. So that's where that is. So
hold on.
So we're looking into 2026, but before we take a look forward, I think Frank has a list that we can take a look back with.
We can, but I will say that Mark Hamill's portrayal of Cockknocker. What?
Nope. Can't hear a word.
You can't hear me for real?
Nope.
Come on, that's not funny.
Any children should cover their ears right now because I think Frank's saying a lot of dirty words into his microphone.
No. Seriously?
No, he's not. Nope. Still can't hear anything though. He looks good. That was definitely a dirty word.
That was a dirty
word. I heard that one. That one shouted off the screen for anybody that wants to lip read. If anybody can lip read, can you just write in the comments everything that Frank says for us? That would be great.
Oh, okay. Oh,
everybody else can hear you, Frank.
There you go. What I was going to say was Cockknocker was the best Luke Skywalker version that Mark Hamill has played post Return of the Jedi. Aside from The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Oh, that's weird.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said about Mark Hamill?
No.
I said that Cockknocker was the best Luke Skywalker portrayal that Mark Hamill did post Return of the Jedi outside of that 10 minutes at the end of Mandalorian. And,
I guess. Well, I mean, what he just did on the Hollywood Walk of Fame when he sat outside of his star, that was pretty good.
That was pretty
all right. Good. So here we are. So
all right. So I didn't look this over. I love not looking these over. This is the 10 biggest stories in movie and television of 2025, according to this. This is not in a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 order. This is just something that we can run through. Number one here, Taylor Swift's ring and Sydney Sweeney's jeans, a tie.
Oh, I don't agree that's a tie.
No.
Which
one's a bigger story?
Depends on if you think it's a political point or not. The jeans thing, I think we talked about it a few times. We did not talk about Taylor's engagement, so I feel like to us, the Sydney Sweeney jeans controversy was a little bit bigger of a topic.
Okay. The next one is Stranger Things ends a streaming era. After nearly a decade, Netflix's seminal sci-fi series wraps up its epic story on December 31st, 2025. This series launched in 2016. Listen, I have thoughts that I'll talk about in a few minutes. But this was a big story, right? It still is a big story.
It's a bigger story every day.
It is, yes. I have thoughts.
Can't wait.
The death of Hulu, among the most surprising and industry-changing stories throughout the year, was the death of Hulu. I was not aware it died. I was watching it earlier.
So I don't know that it happened fully in the U.S. as of yet, but it's happened internationally where everything is consolidated to one app.
Yes.
In the U.S. at least, it has not fully consolidated because there are a lot of things that are still exclusively on Hulu.
And I still use it.
And hopefully, if once they do consolidate in the U.S., they do a massive redesign of the Disney app because it is just overwhelming to search.
Right?
Almost as bad as the HBO Max app, which is atrocious to try and search through.
Yeah. Okay. Now I understand what that means. Is that and now with Warner Brothers and Netflix going to merge. Let's see if that makes this list.
Oh God, that'll be awful.
That
app.
Trump takes on pop culture. Yeah. I mean, South Park took on Trump, and Trump took on Jimmy Kimmel, and
and Seth Meyers and Stephen Colbert, and yeah, I don't know that he took on pop culture.
No,
he took on critics.
Yeah, he's a dick. And then we have Taylor Sheridan leaves Paramount after Skydance merger. That's a big thing.
Sure. I think he left Landman based on this week's episode. So we'll get there in a bit.
There's so much to talk about in this list. Late Night Under Attack, Kimmel and Colbert. We just mentioned that. Yes. This one's just a more recent thing. The Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer passings.
And in his honor, I watched the new Spinal Tap movie in his honor.
Was that any good?
It's a perfectly good watch.
Okay.
It's not like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. Just it's a continuation. It's 30, 40 years later in Spinal Tap history.
Okay.
So it's a bunch of old dudes sitting there with talking about playing songs and guest appearances by like Paul McCartney and Elton John, and like it's just cool. The band's back. They reference all of their issues, like, oh, our manager is dead because the actor died, and we've had some history with drummers. And they reference all the stuff from the original. It was enjoyable. I think I watched it while wrapping presents one day. So
there you go. AI makes its big Hollywood play. That's an evolving story as we go along.
It is. They did the one with the actress where she was, has her own IMDb and all sorts of things. The old Spinal Tap is 1,000% worth a T and holds up.
The world's first AI actress, Tilly Norwood.
Yeah. Look, AI is it's going to do a lot of things going forward, and everybody's just going to have to dig in and embrace it.
Disney struck a deal with Sora, and they invested $1 billion in the generative platform.
In OpenAI, they did their deal with
it with Sora, yeah.
Yeah, but OpenAI in general for all of it. Sora is specifically the live action video.
Right. So
but you can use their images now on ChatGPT as well, because that's also owned by OpenAI.
What that started to do is it started to nitpick at the fan-made Star Wars AI videos that were starting to get a lot of play. And some of them are really, really good. Some of them are really, really bad.
Yeah, look, with all the news about the Marvel trailers that are dropping, I could use a lot less AI in my life.
Listen,
every time I go and try and search for one of these trailers.
I got thoughts about that too. The Los Angeles fires devastate the industry. That was a awful, was 18,000 homes and structures that started in the Palisades, 57,000 acres plus.
Yeah, still nowhere near recovered from any of that.
The
area, the industry, the people.
And the last thing on the list is the Warner Brothers Netflix deal, which you know, Warner Brothers, Netflix put out a graphic where it's kind of the two symbols merged, and looks like they're wholeheartedly denying the Paramount takeover bid, the hostile bid that Paramount submitted.
Yeah, that fell apart.
This
The board
is
denied that.
years. This is years away from being a completed thing, though.
Yeah, it's at least 2 years based on the original timeline. So 2027, assuming everything is approved for. And honestly, they're in different businesses for the most part, other than the streaming. Like the streaming is just a piece of the HBO stuff, whereas all the other stuff, distribution and all that kind of stuff that Warner Brothers has, and the bids in studios and all that pieces, Netflix doesn't currently have. So we'll see.
Supposedly, what Netflix has said was that the James Gunn and Peter Safran's 10-year DC plan is going to remain unchanged through the merger. If it takes place, I'm high on it. So, the only news piece that I really had that I wanted to just touch on real fast before we get into the shows was I was looking for new stuff that we didn't need, and being that it's Christmas time, and Elf is one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. Zoe Deschanel, who plays Jovi in the movie Elf, was not originally supposed to play that character. That role was actually given to Katie Holmes.
Oh,
Katie Holmes. Fine. They had offered the movie to Katie Holmes. Katie Holmes dropped out due to a scheduling conflict, and Zoe had gone in, and knowing that, like, they basically told her, you can come in and read, but we're offering it to Katie Holmes.
Right.
So she just kind of went in and did her own thing and ended up having a long conversation with Jon Favreau as the story's going. And because she knew she wasn't getting a part, she just kind of like blah, 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 and ended up getting a part when Katie dropped out.
Yeah, look, it's tough to watch people against Will Ferrell because he doesn't have romantic chemistry with anyone, ever.
Well, he had some with Kevin Hart and John C. Reilly. No, he doesn't. I understand.
Yeah, so I mean, like that, even no matter who they cast as wife, you're ever like, oh yeah, they're no. So it's I don't know that it would have mattered, but she did a great job in that movie. The other one was the news that came out about Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, you sent me that article
that I sent over to you. Just to read from the article, this was on a podcast, on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. Ryan Coogler was recently on. He revealed that this original script for Wakanda Forever, until Chadwick Boseman was diagnosed, was entirely about T'Challa's relationship with his father and how they would have framed the entire movie around it. So the big thing about the script was it was called The Ritual of Eight. It revealed that the 180-page draft he originally wrote, that the prince is 8 years old. He has to go spend 8 days in the bush with his father, and they have to go out into the bush without any tools. The prince has to do everything that is asked of him by his father, but the rule is for those 8 days, the prince can ask the father any question, and the father has to answer. And during the course of those 8 days, Namor launches an attack. So that was what the movie was. He had to deal with someone, and it was a different version of Namor in that script, but someone who's insanely dangerous, and because of this ritual, his son had to be joined at his hip the whole time. So son that we got to view that he had with Nakia in the movie. We see at the end, but that they would have been together the entire movie, he and Chadwick. So while engaging in negotiation fights and all that stuff, his son had to be right there with him, or he'd have to violate the ritual, which had never been broken in the history of the Panthers. So that was the movie. And then Coogler obviously had to pivot. He did say, he worked so hard on the original script, but he was excited that when he pivoted, he got the chance to make a movie about women, and that he loves that movie so much still.
That sounds like it would have been a fun movie.
Yeah, I think that would have helped save the situation that we ended up in for where Marvel's at now, which we can hit real quick as we get 2026.
Doomsday's going to save it.
Sure. So I've not seen any trailers except for the first one that dropped officially on Marvel's site right after our episode last week with Chris Evans. So spoilers if you haven't seen these things. skip ahead by a minute or two. But so the new one, you get Chris Evans going to his house on a motorcycle, and then
That
he
was the
picks up a
original
baby.
one. Right. And he's holding a baby that is assumed to be his daughter. Wouldn't it be crazy if that baby turns out to be named Sharon?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be weird?
Well, and then because
Nah,
Sharon
the
Carter
timeline
is
doesn't work
Peggy's
out, but
is her niece,
right. Yeah.
grandniece. I don't know. I don't remember how they did it because
She called her Aunt Peggy.
yeah, but we keep getting farther and farther away from a timeline standpoint where like things like that make sense.
Yeah. So the second trailer was a Thor trailer, and it's Thor sitting. Thor still has his daughter in this movie, but Thor looks more short hair. He looks like Endgame Thor, basically. And he basically it's him talking over, and he goes into the forest. Like there's this little scene where he's sitting down on the bed next to his daughter, who is his actual daughter in real life, Chris Hemsworth. And then
Keep
he
that money
goes
in the
out
family.
into the middle of the forest, and he kneels down he's got Stormbreaker again. He doesn't have Mjolnir. And he kneels down, and he's saying a prayer to the All Father, blah, 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 blah. It's cool, it's a teaser. It's a minute and a half. It's quick little thing, but it gives you Thor. It doesn't give you Love and Thunder Thor. It gives you Endgame Thor, but it doesn't give you fat Endgame Thor. It gives you
I mean, let's
serious Thor.
Sure, they're already making themselves a lot of work to do in a 2.5 hour movie, 3 hour movie, however long these are going to. And then this latest one is apparently the X-Men.
The third trailer came out is the X-Men trailer, and it's Patrick Stewart voiceover, Magneto and Professor Xavier playing chess, and they're both like 900 years old.
Sounds right.
Yeah, Magneto, his hair's like all over the place. He looks like
so maybe I did see the actual trailer for this.
Yeah, it's the wheel. You see the wheel.
Yeah, the Thor one I haven't been able to find. Oh no, but the one that I saw with all of that also has Sentinels through the whole thing.
Right, there's Sentinels sporadically through it, and then at the end,
comments for that said it was all AI generated.
Yeah, the Sentinels look like they're AI generated, but the crux of it is Patrick Stewart's voiceover, him and Magneto playing chess. The school looks like it's in ruins all around them, and then at the very end, you get Cyclops in his cartoon accurate costume with the yellow band across and the X here, and he drops to his knees with no visor on, and the eye blast looked great. And then the next one, there's supposed to be 2 more rumors.
No, 1 more. 4.
Supposedly there's 2 more.
There's 5 now?
2 more, yes. There's a Fantastic Four and a Wakanda one. Okay. I think you're definitely going to get a Wakanda one. I don't know about a Fantastic Four one. And then the actual trailer should come out during the Super Bowl, which makes sense.
Yeah. Nothing like 10 months before or 12 months before the movie comes out. Given all
Endgame re-releases on September 26th, 2026. The Cyclops shot is great. I think that Marvel is leaking these. That's what I believe. I believe Marvel is purposely leaking these grainy footage shots of these trailers because they know not everybody's going to pay $40 to go to the movies to see Avatar.
Yeah, I heard there was a couple of viewings of Avatar where that trailer didn't run and people like lost their mind
and got up and left.
Yeah.
Yep.
Demanded their money back.
Yep. Listen, you got to keep the hype train rolling for a year. And if like we talked about last week, the Endgame, the Endgame end credits supposedly going right into Doctor Doom now. I don't think you're going to be able to erase 2 phases worth of movies because you have Shang-Chi in the next movie, but I think you're going to be able to jump from Endgame to Doomsday a lot easier than having to wade through all these other shows and movies, some of which were not good at all, some of which were, I liked a couple more than you did, but
we'll see where we end up with it. Charles, I did not get a chance to watch that doc you sent me just yet, but I still have it saved on my watch list to go through. It was a pretty cool George Romero doc about Resident Evil, not Resident Evil. Yeah. So I have not had a chance to dive into that yet, but it is on my list now that the crazy holiday week is over.
I will touch on the one show
Resident
that I watched.
Evil, not really. What did I
I will
say?
touch on the one show that I watched that I'm slightly behind everybody else on. I watched the first season of Stranger Things, and it was okay. I mean, it was good. It was fine. I'll use your terminology. It was fine. I'm fine with it ending there and me not going any further. Now, I did start episode 1 of season 2 today, but I could have been fine with Stranger Things ending the way it did and not watching anything further for myself.
Yeah.
I thought it wrapped up really well. Little cliffhanger on what happened to 11, but I thought it all wrapped up really well, and they put a nice little bow on it.
It does. I think since that point, as they have delved deeper and deeper into expanding the mythology and the backstory and like how everything happened, and then tying things back in and out, it all holds up as it goes through. There's some weak points here and there, but honestly, watching it, and even this season, which has not been doing the best.
No, I've heard
review wise, and some reveals were not fully accepted by people that have just review bombed it on IMDb. But I think it's the nature of a show that has evolved, as well as the kids have aged up, which they're not really acknowledging that part. But like the show has become a different show than it was, right? It was kids on bikes,
right,
in the first season. Now it's a sci-fi fantasy thriller,
right,
full on, like
right.
with other worlds and interdimensional travel, and like all of the things. And there hasn't been a point yet in these first 6 episodes this season, or 7, however many episodes there are now, where I've been like, ooh, I would cut that. I would edit that. I would cut this down. I would make this tighter and this short. Like everything is there for a reason.
Okay.
And now the latest demand is everybody wants to see all of the cut footage. I'm like, it's long enough for me.
Everybody
and like
everything.
I haven't had any trouble with the writing this season. Like for the guy that bumps up against everything,
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying the final season of the show because I know they're going to end it, and I don't know that they have time to do it justice in this final episode. So I'm a little concerned with that.
Well,
with the pacing of the final, because it's going to be a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah. So I'm most of the way through the second season, the first episode.
Yeah.
And it felt like they were cramming famous people in roles. And that's just, I meant Paul Reiser and Sean Astin. And it just feels like now I'm assuming there's going to be more to them as this season goes on. And
yes.
I am still very wildly ignorant of a lot of what happened. Like I know Vecna and I know like hot button words, and I know the episode that just happened that first it was a group text I got about it that was that it was an unneedy episode for that thing to happen for that long, that it could have been, but that group text wasn't the only place complaining about it. Then I saw it blowing up online all over the place. Just people saying you didn't need to center an entire half an hour around.
It wasn't a half hour. It was like 5 minutes.
Okay. Well,
no, but it feels like a long time, but it wasn't. It was probably like 5 minutes of the episode.
Gotcha.
But for anybody that isn't, confident in their own self, that has questions about what they might think of in their lives, might have had concerns there, and it brought up funny feelings to them, and they don't know how to deal with them, so they lash out to people.
Maybe, but that's not just my group text. That was like the whole of the internet too.
There's a lot of people,
that
are very vocal online, that are very insecure in how they feel about themselves and their feelings towards other people. They don't know how to react when they have to see those things forced down their throats. Watching a fantasy show about demons in the upside down, that, oh my God, how could, and already 3 seasons of somebody that likes somebody that is the same sex as them. And how are they doing this to the show? It's so, like, get over yourselves, guys.
So I want to touch on this real fast before we go these two comments. T said the idea of them jumping straight into Endgame, taking a step back real fast, is a huge slap in the nuts and doesn't make him feel good about supporting Marvel over the last few years. I agree with that. Because there was some stuff. Look, I enjoyed Shang-Chi. I enjoyed the Marvels. I enjoyed the show, the Marvels TV show.
Yeah, you and I were the only ones that enjoyed the Marvels movie. So
we were. And wait, did you actually enjoy that one? Yeah, you did actually enjoy that one.
I've actually rewatched that movie, and I don't rewatch movies.
There's certain little bits and pieces of the last couple of phases that I did like, and then there are certain bits and pieces of the last couple of phases that are utterly awful, horrible.
Yeah.
So it is a huge slap in the face and a slap in the nuts. If they just completely erase the Marvels was so much fun that's a movie that I would watch again.
I mean, we reached the point where we have acknowledged that there's Eternals on the planet. If you don't go get them at the start of this movie, you're all idiots. Like that's period. Like that's right. Like we've said, hey, there's all of these super power that make all of the Avengers besides Thor look like a joke.
Right.
Yeah, we don't need their help. No. We've got Falcon. Like what are we doing?
I mean,
and M'Baku. He's gonna take out, everybody. We don't need Gilgamesh or any of these guys or Icarus or Cersei. They can't.
And yes, T, we did watch Pluribus, and I think we have that to discuss at the end here too, right? That finale.
We do.
Yes,
we do. So before we get there, let's look ahead.
Looking ahead
to 2026 here. So I'm gonna pull up.
What do we got?
Just to hit this, let me make this big. Here we go.
Yeah, you are.
So, all right. So just to hit real quick, and then I'll bring this back down a little smaller for us. Some of the stuff that's coming out. So it's a busy year.
It
for
is.
2026. This isn't everything coming out, obviously. This is, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 movies coming out. Just movies. We'll hit TV shows in a minute, at least the first 6 months or so of the year. But look, we got, I think Soulmate got moved, so we don't have that. Greenland 2, which I just saw the trailer for. It looks great. It's Marina Baccarin and Gerard Butler. Bone Temple, I still have not caught 28 years later, the last one, so I got to catch up on that. Too. Scream 7, I know you're all about that.
Yep. So far, I'm not going to the movies in January or February.
And The Bride, which I don't know, I would assume.
Is that a Bride of Frankenstein?
That is an American monster film written, co-produced by and directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, that's The Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, with Jesse Buckley, Christian Bale, Peter Sarsgaard, Annette Bening, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Penelope Cruz.
Great cast.
That is a great cast.
That's a great cast.
I don't know that it'll be any good, but I'm sure I'll watch it at some point. We got some Pixar stuff there.
Yep.
T just said, hey, they're gonna get rid of Soulmate and replace it with that movie Primate.
Oh,
so
okay.
As long as there's a mate in the movie. Hail Mary actually looks really cool. So I'm gonna shrink this down a little bit. But so Hail Mary is next on there. Hail Mary is with Ryan Gosling.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I pulled this up. The synopsis of this is he plays Ryan Graceland, an astronaut who awakens on a spacecraft with no memory of himself or his mission. He slowly deduces he's the sole survivor of a crew sent to a solar system in search of a solution to a catastrophic event on Earth. Looks like it'll be good.
Yeah, I watched a trailer for this. I watched this trailer. It was actually interesting. It looks interesting.
So we get that. Then we get Mario Galaxy, which will be fun.
Sure.
The first one was a blast. Then we get Michael.
You friends?
Did I?
Brie Larson in Mario Galaxy?
I think she is, right? She's going to be not Peach though. They're doing not Peach.
No, no, she's playing Rosalina.
Yeah. Because they're skipping. There's one that they're holding on to still. There's another princess that they're not dropping yet. We get the Michael Jackson movie, which will be great.
I'm looking forward to the Michael Jackson movie. I want to see that.
And then we start to fall closer into our wheelhouse with the Devil Wears Prada 2.
Yep, that's
still never saw the first one.
I'll get the first one before the second one. Not at all.
Then we get Mortal Kombat. which I felt like that got pushed, but maybe not.
I'll watch that.
And Mandalorian and Grogu and Masters of the Universe. So May, when we start summer blockbuster season,
Mandalorian and Grogu looks interesting.
I think it's just going to be a long episode of the show, which is going to be.
It'll probably be a better episode than season 3 was.
Yeah, I think that the tough part with any of these movies or any of the Star Wars properties at this point is like, does it advance the overall story? Probably this movie probably will not.
It is. See,
no, it's on The Office. It's not great tea. But you know what I'm saying there with oh wow, we can get smaller and smaller. T saying The Devil Wears Prada Office cold open is great.
That was great.
Sure. Yeah, I'm concerned that the Mandalorian and Grogu, like, that the expectation that I'm going to have going is like, all right, we're going to move the Star Wars story forward, and it's probably not going to.
It's not.
Which will be
frustrating. It's going to be a standalone. I think it's going to harken back to the first season where he's a bounty hunter, and that's what the movie's going to be.
Great if we finally get some actual more information on the clones and like send it to like cool. Let's get more on that.
Yes,
and how it got away from him for 30 years. Scary Movie 6 with all the original people coming back, which there's plenty of movies for them to make fun of in this. I'm sure you won't see it. No. Toy Story 5, which will be great.
Nope.
I skipped Masters of the Universe.
Oh, why?
I think it's going to be an absolute train wreck.
So do I, but so was the original.
God, I know.
The original was so bad it was good.
It's another one of these where I feel like they're going to try and cram this into like modern day.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, it's a bad choice. It's a bad choice.
Well, you could do a direct sequel from the 80s.
There you go. Supergirl, you can go listen to 2 weeks ago. We discussed the trailer and our thoughts on that. We have zero need for a live action Moana because the movie only came out 8 years ago, but we're getting one because Before the Rock's too old to be Maui.
Yep.
The Odyssey, we talked about that a little bit last week. Looks good. Spider-Man, I find it hard to believe we're going to get a Doomsday trailer before a Spider-Man trailer.
Yeah.
Or do we get both at Super Bowl?
Both at Super Bowl would be great. And from what Tom Holland said, and I read a little something, Tom Holland said that this is not Spider-Man 4. This is basically a whole new thing. Like, this is a whole new Spider-Man. So it's not, they did 1, 2, 3. Now we're coming into a whole new...
Great.
Because nobody knows who the hell he is. And I think that that's awesome. And I'm really curious to see how they're gonna bring everything back around and get the people to know.
Yeah, we'll see where they do that on Doomsday. Because they're gonna have to know by the end of the year.
Right, it's gonna be a whole new trilogy.
And then we're getting Clayface, which sure.
Looks like a horror show. Horror movie.
Look, yeah, I've talked about it a few times. As long as they pick the right Clayface, they'll be fine. I don't know that they're going to. But like the original one, which is based on like the Boris Karloff style, like that one's fascinating and would be a great slasher thriller movie. They're not going to do that. Street Fighter.
I'm interested.
Yeah, I think it's going to be insane.
Not just because there's wrestlers in it. Cody Rhodes is in it. Roman Reigns is in it. They're not friends in wrestling. And when Roman Reigns posted a picture of the entire cast on his Instagram, he tagged everybody in the cast except Cody Rhodes. So they're keeping that whole little wrestling, heat between them, which is great.
Then we get a new Hunger Games. For some reason, we have decided that the Fockers need to come back.
Yep.
God, I don't know why. I don't know that anybody saw it after Meet the Fock or Little Fockers. Or even saw Little Fockers.
I saw Meet the Fockers and I stopped.
So you saw Meet the Parents and Meet the Fockers. Barbara Streisand, Dustin Hoffman, and Meet the Fockers.
Yes.
As his parents,
Yes. And that was it. That's all I needed. I didn't need anything else after that. I didn't need little ones. I don't need another generation of them. I'm good.
It's going to be awful.
Yeah, I'm good.
Chronicles of Narnia, Greta Gerwig doing this for Netflix.
That I'm interested in. Because they're not going to start it in an origin story. They're going to start kind of a couple books in, right?
Well, the Chronicles of Narnia is the first book. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to... It's not the first book, sorry. I don't know if we're going to get Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. Or if they're going to... Because the movie series got through the first 3 books, the last movie runs they dropped, and I think we stopped at Voyage of the Dawn Treader or Prince Caspian.
Prince
Um,
Caspian.
But we'll see. I think they did a Prince Caspian movie, so we'll see where they pick
So
this one up.
this is going to be The Magician's Nephew
Okay.
as the first adaptation. And I read all the books
Yeah.
like twice through.
Yeah,
I loved the books.
I have them in a little box set from way back in the day.
That's pretty cool.
Um,
It's a prequel movie. Okay. Yes, T, you missed the little fuckers.
yeah, there's definitely the Little Fockers. 20 years ago, probably came out.
2010.
All right, 15 years. Oh my god, 16
2010.
years ago. Violent Night. I am stoked for that movie. The first one was a blast with
is
David Harbour. It's
The Santa. Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Okay.
I know you're not into horror, and it's not really a horror movie. It's like it's like Die Hard meets Santa. It's so
Listen,
good.
I'm getting
It's
on
so
I'm,
good.
I'm starting to get on a little David Harbour kick because I actually really like Hopper.
Yeah.
So,
Well, he just turned 50.
oh, he's young.
Well, in the season you just watched, he was 40, which is a little frightening.
Oh, so a year later he turned 50.
No, 4 years later. Jumanji 4, which, god damn it. All right,
Yep.
sure. They grab for
Wayne's
money.
on a roll.
Yeah,
Dwayne's
I mean,
another hit.
look, he's got Moana and Jumanji 4 this year. He might be top dog at the box office. Then we get Dune, which seems really fast for that when it takes us 6 years to do an Avengers movie. And then we get Doomsday, and they open
Together.
yeah, at the same time, which is wild to me.
And they're not moving. Neither one of them are moving.
No, they moved Avengers to Dune.
Listen,
Different audience, honestly.
it is. I'm a big sci-fi nerd, and I read Dune, and it bored the hell out of me when I was younger. And I tried to watch the movie, and it bored the hell out of me, and I never got it. I never got into it. It wasn't the sci-fi that I liked. But these Dune movies apparently they're great, visually stunning. 2026 might be Dwayne's year. As long as Dwayne stays away from the WWE in a ring, I think it is. The only chance I see him getting back in the ring is when the Saudis throw $300 million at him to wrestle when they bring the WrestleMania over there in next year.
T, do you think he might get an Oscar for Smash Machine? Because I feel like that isn't getting any of the buzz that it was expected to get, at least not from the Golden Globes. So we'll see.
He could win an Oscar for Jumanji, right?
Yeah, sure.
I
I
mean,
bet him and Kevin Hart. And then we get Angry Birds 3 to close out the year after those.
Okay.
Which look, those are fun.
Sure.
I appreciate the Angry Birds movies. My kids were obsessed with the games when they came out, and as were we all. But we the first 2 movies were fun.
I don't think he's going to win, but getting nominated for an Oscar is a big enough achievement, I would assume. I don't know what the field looks like for did they even nominate the best actor Oscars yet? They haven't done that yet.
No.
Right? Okay. I think if he gets nominated for it, that's a huge win just to be nominated.
Oh, he did. Okay, so Dwayne got an Astra Film Award nomination for Best Actor, an AARP Movies for Grown Ups Award for Best Actor. Black Reel Award nomination and Golden Globe nomination. Him and Emily Blunt were both nominated from the movie. So, maybe they throw him an Oscar now, but I don't know if they will. When we looked at the Golden Globe list, I didn't even know any of the movies that have been nominated. So it's hard for me to say.
It's a pretty good field from what I understand.
Yeah.
I watched I think we said like 3 movies in the theater last year. I would like to try and get some more. I had a really rough year last year at home. So hopefully this year is a little bit better.
Use that AMC pass this year.
Look,
I'm probably going to see the SpongeBob movie tomorrow, so I'll be able to talk about that next week.
I'm jealous. I'll be at work.
I'd rather go see Avatar and the Doomsday trailer, but it's fine. So, getting into shows real quick.
Yes.
At least through April, I was able to get kind of a list of what's coming out at least through the first three or 4 months of the year. Not a lot of release dates have been announced yet, so this is what we had.
Let's see what Frank watches out of all this.
Well, first one up, we have the Raw debut, January 5th, which you can go check out the Island of Relevancy channel. and you will be able to hear the boys, have them be on in the background while you're watching Raw.
We will
and they
live
will give
stream
you
watching Raw.
commentary.
Yes, we will. And we watch with a VPN, so you'll get to see all the action that you people that don't have a VPN, well, you'll hear the action.
Then Beast Games comes back on January 7th, which if you didn't watch season 1, it was crazy. It was wild. It's so much fun. Then the Golden Globes are up. Then Hijack is back.
Which one's Hijack?
So Hijack, which I don't know how they're gonna. I hope they don't put him on a plane again. But it's Idris Elba. It's an Apple Plus show. It was great. The first season was fantastic. I don't know. They set it up for a sequel.
Yes, T. Your comment will be better than Wade Barrett. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I don't know how they're going to pull it off. So I'm intrigued to watch that. The first season was great, though.
When's that come back? That comes back in
January 14th. So when you're done Stranger Things, you can watch that.
Okay.
Because that's a weekly release because it's Apple. So it'll take them 2 months to finish it.
Perfect.
And then Frank's been waiting for it. Star Trek Starfleet Academy coming out January 15th.
Listen, Becky Lynch is in it. Paul Giamatti's in it. I got to give it a chance because it's Star Trek. That's about it. I'm not chomping at the bit. There's other shows on here that I'm actually chomping at the bit to see.
T said he's going to be on a train this time on Hijack. I'm in. Good enough. But we did see, I think it was Frakes said that Starfleet Academy is going to be like for diehard Star Trek fans.
Listen, you're 900 years in the future. That's what's taken me out of it. And as far as being on a train, if you remember, Under Siege 2, they put Steven Seagal on a train, so anything's possible.
They did. Wasn't 2 a boat? Oh, Dark Territory, right?
Dark Territory was a train.
First one was a boat.
Going in the tunnel was Dark Territory. It is not just you. It's a Bleacher Report says it. Sports Illustrated's probably said it about Becky Lynch being the best wrestler turned actor.
So then we get Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We're only to January 18th.
Yeah. No, Night of the Seven Kingdoms looks interesting.
Sure,
I'll watch it.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Wonder Man, January 27th, and Shrinking, January 28th.
January 28th is the one I'm looking forward to the most out of everything so far in January.
It's fair.
I'm a huge fan of Shrinking. Now, did I find Shrinking or did you turn me on to Shrinking?
I turned you on to Shrinking. It took me 2 seasons, and you caught up right before the finale of season 2.
Yeah.
Which is your way. It's just fine.
Yeah, but I jumped all in.
Yeah, look, and I think Wonder Man's I'm intrigued to see how they approach it. Because it's not going to be the Simon Williams story. So I don't know what they're going to do. Then we get the Super Bowl, which will be relevant because of the trailers and stuff that will drop that week.
You know who won't be in the Super Bowl?
Is the Giants? I'm pretty sure the Giants.
Giants definitely will not be in the Super Bowl.
They can't even do it right and get the top pick.
No, I don't think the Eagles will be.
And then we got February again gets busy. We get Paradise on the 23rd. The Scrubs reboot.
Wait for either of those.
On the 25th. Monarch, Legacy, and Monsters comes back the 27th. Love that show. And then Major League Soccer, which nobody on here cares about, but I do, comes back February 28th. And then for you, March 1st.
I don't hate soccer.
March 1st, you get the new Y Marshals. And I think people are going to be saying, why is this show on the air? When I got to watch about which kid is it? Luke Grimes. What's his name?
Casey.
Casey.
This is Casey
from Yellowstone. The show looks god awful.
I didn't look at a trailer yet. They just started Yellowstone today on Paramount season 1, episode 1, and I have not gone back to that. No, I haven't.
We get the SAG Awards. That doesn't really matter. I left Outlander on this sheet. We have not talked about Outlander, but I feel like Outlander's in like season 35. I don't know how. I don't know how many books there were. I tried, my wife and I watched like the first 2 seasons. I was like, all right, well, this show's got to be just about done. That was 10 years ago. It's still going, which is impressive. That this show about a time traveling started in 2014. It's been on Showtime, I want to say, or Stars. This is the final season But they have over 100 episodes of this show.
Jesus.
I'm not sure if T is starting a joke in the chat with why did they cancel Why the Last Man, or
I don't know what
it was insanely expensive. T is why they canceled it.
And why Marshalls is Yellowstone Marshalls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we get One Piece season 2, so you have time to catch up on One Piece season 1.
That's perfect.
And in other news, the anime season 1 just ended. They just wrapped their first season with 1,100 episodes.
Oof.
At least. It might be more than that.
Wow.
Which is wild. And Murdoch Mysteries is still going on Ion Plus. That's crazy, too. Then we get opening day for baseball.
I cannot wait. I'm so excited for baseball this year, especially when the Phillies pull the trigger and make one more big signing and they get Bo Bichette.
Maybe. And then the next day we get Invincible and Daredevil Born Again. Both drop the same day, March 27th.
Well, I definitely will watch Daredevil. I'm not caught up on Invincible.
But we're going to be running Daredevil and The Boys a week apart.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot of dark.
Yeah, it is.
Content and Invincible. All three of those shows are very dark.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Luckily, it's when spring starts. You feel a little better about yourself. Hopefully, we get some April nice weather.
It's not dark outside at 5:00.
So hopefully things are looking a little chipper outside when we get there, because that's going to be a rough stretch.
It is.
So lots to look forward to. That's a taste of what we'll be talking about in 2026. All the things we just mentioned.
We'll have Scrubs to lighten the mood.
Yeah, and now we'll close out 2025 with some Fallout, Landman, and Pluribus. Where you want to go?
All right, I did not watch Landman this week yet.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff online and Paul Tassi is a writer for Forbes, and I usually catch a lot of his stuff for Destiny, and usually the reviews and stuff that he writes is a little on the downside with things, but even he said that Landman took a steep nosedive, and I just read the headline that it basically just took a nosedive.
It does nothing to advance any plot on the show this week.
I'll get to it before next week, but that I don't have to rush to it.
You start off with 5 minutes of Tommy, Billy Bob Thornton, dealing with having taken too many Cialis the night before.
Oh, good. Oh,
and then it goes downhill from there, because then you jump to dealing with his son's women issues, and then you jump to the lawyer chick who they've ruined the character.
Yeah.
It's awful. Everything's awful about that show right now. It's painful. By the end of it, I was like, oh, we're gonna get to the good. Nope. We just did final credits. We didn't get to any of the good stuff. It's great.
Yeah, great.
So we had Fallout. Did we talk about the first episode last week? We did, right?
We briefly touched on it. Yeah.
I thought the second episode was okay.
I enjoyed it. The tease for what's coming in the third episode was great.
Yeah, I don't love Maximus, so I can't get into him that much.
I'm not a big Maximus. I don't like him as much either. I love who showed up at the end. I never say his name right. Yeah, Kamal.
Yeah, I gotta watch his stand-up special. He just had a stand-up special that dropped.
Yep. I enjoy him. The episode wasn't awful. And it definitely moved things forward. But I'm really excited to see how they do the Legionnaires. So far that they look great. The bit that we saw of them looks great.
Yeah. Well, and we got and there's all the Bert's buds or whoever's buds that just escaped.
Yep.
So we'll see what they do with that. I don't love that storyline. Like that one keeps taking me out of it.
Yeah.
Because it's getting more grounded with the Atom, post-apocalyptic stuff. But like some of the stories are getting more grounded. That one just seems like it's going to be silly and goofy and like a weird spot to jump to. And then we got Pluribus. So we had the season finale dropped on Christmas Eve. And it moved some things that we've been sitting on for the last 2 weeks to the episodes 7 and 8 were rough.
Yeah.
They didn't do much to move the story. It was just
But
a lot of typical Vince Gilligan.
yeah, yeah.
Whereas a lot of like, hey, I got signed for 9 episodes, but I only have 6. So watch me drag this last episode out for 3 shows and 3 hours worth of just people like walking.
Not talking, nothing.
No, it's brutal. So what were your? So we'll get spoilery here now that season 1 is complete for Pluribus, and we've been talking about it since. Look, we got a new show that we started watching the week it came out, and we stayed with it every week. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
So what did you think of the finale?
Carol is an asshole. I agree with T. She's one of the most unlikable characters in a TV show. I thought the quick change from Manusso's not wanting to have anything to do with any people to him quickly realizing that anything he asks them, they will tell him the truth. And then he's slowly starting to figure some things out. I like his character more now that he's engaging and talking and doing like the whole like quiet travel from Paraguay, driving from Paraguay to the United States was wow. But I liked it, but I'm at the point now where I'm not going to see another episode of this show for 2 years.
Right.
Am I going to give a shit about this show in 2 years?
Yeah, and the show's not like CGI. Like, I don't understand why, unless it's lining people up. The French
Mr. Diabante, right? Is that who you
was
mean?
he French? I thought he was from like Silicon Valley or something. So I thought it was American.
Maybe.
I agree with you about the time, like, but there's not a ton of CGI. I don't know where they're going to go with it because it's going to get very complicated very fast. The fact that we ended up back at the A-bomb thing at the end, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you going to do? You're just going to kill everybody now? Like, that's your, then does it matter?
It was a curveball with the A-bomb, but
yeah,
I'm not going to rewatch this show in 2 years to catch up. So I'm going to do a quick recap somewhere.
We'll just watch the recap for once.
Right. But am I going to actually care about this show in 2 years? Like, it's like with Ahsoka. Like, I enjoyed Ahsoka season 1. If I'm not getting Ahsoka season 2 until 2027, how much do I really care about Ahsoka now? And I'm a monster Star Wars fan.
Right.
But at the same time, am I really going to care? Like, I'll watch the show for us to talk about it. But it's 2 shows that are taking. I mean, when did season 1 come out? It was
Ahsoka 2023. I'm pretty sure.
It was 2023. So you're telling me I got 4 years in between 2 seasons? Like, that's too much.
Yeah, that's wild.
And
it was late 2023. So as long as it's like early 2027.
But going back to Pluribus, like you said, and I saw something with him where he said, well, we want to get the scripts right and we want to make sure that we're doing the right thing. And he's got 3 seasons planned out and they want to make sure. But there's not a lot of CGI. You built your own little town in New Mexico to do, that neighborhood. You built that neighborhood. So that's your own thing. So you don't need to worry about moving people out and stuff like that. So you already have that stuff built. Like, you have what? 20 actors that you can switch in and out. And you
there was 4 in the last like 6 episodes or last 4 episodes. There was only 4 actors.
Right. And you could pull extras from anywhere to fill in as just hive mind people.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've set themselves up on like a truncated time frame though now, where they're like, all right, Carol, you got like a month, and then you're done for.
Right.
But it's I don't like what I don't feel that this Carol, she's always been portrayed as a really intelligent character that kind of deep dives in everything. Like really, it's like digging into stuff, right? Yeah. She has that list. The fact that they decided that her character, because she got laid, would put all that to the side,
right?
And it's the same thing. Like it's the same thing that's happening in Landman, right? Like you get these characters that are like super well developed, and this is my mission, this is my thing. Oh well, but now I'm in love with you, so I'm going to throw away everything every principle I've had and everything that we've set up about my character.
Yep.
And let you just make this an awful decision, and then it's like, well, what? Okay, well, so now you ran away with her, and you're going to live, but you know it's not her. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
It was
Do you
so
just
weird.
not care at that point? Like, did you just figure whatever? Because
Yeah, you gave up because you
you're
were so
sleeping with this person who now you are basically sleeping with every person on Earth.
Yeah, like every ex of hers, she's sleeping. Like it's
Crazy to think about.
But they don't dig into that. Like that's the stuff that's like interesting, right?
Yep.
Watching Carol slowly go crazy from like that, not from like isolationism. Which even the isolationism was like it worked, but then she flipped the switch back off so fast. It was you know, I didn't love the finale. I'll go back to it probably because I think she's great.
She as an actress is great.
Yeah, I don't think the character's awful. But I know that his writing's smart and he hasn't screwed up an ending to a show that he's been given yet.
Is the character of Carol more awful than Pam?
No, nobody's more awful than Pam. Carol's dealing with some stuff. Pam had to deal with like a dirty diaper once and like lost her mind. Or which person's life she wanted to ruin next. Which marriage did she want to ruin next?
I love your dislike
God,
so much.
Yeah. And T's saying, yeah, loneliness made it okay. But like,
sure.
Does it? So anyway, thanks everybody for finding the Geek Spot. Thanks for a great year. Thanks for joining us every week, joining the conversation. Make sure you tune into the Island of Relevancy on Monday night.
Find us on YouTube.
When Raw starts, flip it on the TV, put the boys
8 o'clock
on the phone or the laptop at 8 o'clock Eastern. Watch with them. You can check me out at jackkidmusic.com, playing all month, all over the place. And I hope you all have a very happy and safe New Year's.
Yes, please.
And we'll see you all real soon.
Cue the music.
I'm getting there.
Damn it.